Good morning, Fort Worth. It is the third day of April. You've got Andrew here with you for the morning show. The Fort Worth Roots Morning Show gets recorded every Monday through Thursday at Hoppin'. Out for release by 9 a.m. now. We pushed it back an hour and kind of bit us in the ass. We wanted to sleep in a little bit because, honestly, not many people were tuning in at 8 o'clock. But now we got to fight traffic to get here, so it didn't actually save us much time. Good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Thursdays are the episode where we cover things happening over the weekend, get you ready for what's happening in Fort Worth and the surrounding area, and then we're gone until Monday. But we do release a Friday episode, and we might actually let that one go a little bit early this week to help promote an upcoming event, but we'll get to that here in just a minute. Our first segment of the day is weather, and before we get into that, if Theo Vaughn is listening to this, we submitted a video yesterday through the Theo Vaughn website, which you can do yourself. You can make a video and you can send it to Theo Vaughn. I don't know why on earth you'd want to do that, but I did it because we want to use Theo Vaughn audio clips. I thought we should ask for permission first. All right, let's get into the weather. Theo Vaughn, holler at me. Our email's media@fortworthroots.com. Okay, today it's going to be 61 for a high, 54 for a low, 79% chance of rain. And, yeah, it was raining on the way here today on my drive to Hoppin'. Friday, it's going to be 60 degrees for a high, 51 for a low. Thunderstorms, 95%. Saturday, 54 for a high, 40 for a low. AM showers, 63%. And then Sunday, partly cloudy, 57 for a high, 37 for a low. Kind of skipping forward into next week. And you know this is going to change. Monday, it's going to be 72 for a high, 45 for a low. And it doesn't look like we have a significant rain chance all next week. So, and we will get you up to date on that Monday. It changes so frequently, I don't think we need to go any further. All right, and our next segment is National Day Of, but I want to play an email recording that we got from a gentleman with an event coming up. You guys can also help us keep Fort Worth informed with what's going on by telling people about your event. We want to help you promote. Here's what that sounds like, if we can get things going. Here we go.
Hey everyone, I'm Gabriel and owner of DFW Card Guy. And I just wanted to invite y'all to the DFW TCG Card Show going on this weekend at the Grand Hall at NRH Center, 6000 Hawk Avenue, North Richland Hills, Texas. I'll be one of the vendors selling all things Pokemon. There will also be 70 plus vendors selling all types of cards. The show is this Sunday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hope to see y'all there.
Outstanding, Gabriel. And you can tell he probably doesn't do a lot of voice recordings. He did great, but just so you know, you don't have to be a radio person or a professional. You can just call it in, just like Gabriel did, and he did an excellent job. And leave us a little message so that we can let Fort Worth know about your event. It doesn't have to be your event either. If it's something you want to make sure I don't miss, because it's just me here. And sometimes I miss stories. I miss a lot of stories. There's a lot of stories to cover. All right. Yeah. Thank you again, Gabriel. All right, let's move on. National Day Of. We do this every week, and every episode, and they get dumber every day. We got a good one today, though. National Burrito Day, April 3rd. Let's click on it. We like to read one off. I like burritos. You like burritos? National Burrito Day is celebrated on the first Thursday in April. On April 3rd this year, the day celebrates everyone's appreciation for burritos. The Mexican dish is popular all over the world, but it has only been offered in American restaurants since 1930s. Can you imagine a time where burritos didn't exist? No, I cannot. Celebrate today's holiday with us by eating as many burritos as you want. We're not here to judge. Outstanding. It is also a drop of water is a grain of gold day, American Circus Day, Armenian Appreciation Day. Let's see if there's any that we care about. Fish fingers and custard day. All right, I think we're done here. National Gray Day. Just dumb. Pony Express Day. Yeah, there's a song, right? Be a good day to listen to the Pony song. 1882, Ford kills Jesse James. Robert Ford shoots and kills Jesse James. Outlaw Jesse James is brought down by a member of his own gang, 20-year-old Robert Ford. Although James had been a notorious criminal, public sentiment will turn against Ford for shooting an unarmed man in the back of the head. This day in history, 1882. 1895, the Oscar Wilde trial. Brilliantly witty and notorious unconventional writer Oscar Wilde has brought libel charges against the father of a friend who had publicly accused Wilde of committing the crime of sodomy. Sorry. The trial will be Wilde's undoing, exposing his scandalous private life and ending him in a prison term. Okay, now you know that. That happened in 1895. 1948. Marshall Plan is approved for a post-World War II Europe. President Harry Truman pledges billions of dollars in U.S. aid to a Europe reeling from the massive destruction of World War II. The Marshall Plan is both a humanitarian effort and a shrewd political move against Soviet expansion. 1973, here's a fun one. First public mobile phone call is made. Motorola engineer Martin Cooper stands on a sidewalk in Midtown Manhattan and uses a prototype handheld mobile phone to call his team's main competitor in the field, Bell Labs' Joel Engel. The first handheld cell phone is nicknamed the Brick because it looks like a freaking brick. So yeah, the first phone call was to their competitor. We did it first. That's cool. All right, let's get into news stories for the day. This was something that Fort Worth Report put out, and I thought it was interesting. FortWorthReport.org. Fact brief. Did a Fort Worth state senator give the longest filibuster in U.S. history? Yes. Story is by Jacob Sanchez. Bill Muir, a state senator who represented Fort Worth in the Texas legislature from 1973 to 1983, holds the national record for a filibuster. In 1977, Muir spoke for 43 hours. Muir objected to a provision in a bill, whatever. Here's what that means. This is what happens when you do a filibuster. The Texas Senate has rules governing filibusters. No eating or drinking in the Senate chamber. So for that entire time, he couldn't eat. A senator must stand at their desk while speaking, and they cannot sit, lean, or have a bathroom break the entire time. And the speaker must stay on topic. So you can't just stand there. You've also got to be talking about something and stay on topic. And he did that for 43 hours. No eating, no leaning, no sitting, and no bathroom breaks. Cory Booker's recent 25-hour floor speech, which served as a general protest rather than a filibuster of specific legislation, broke the record for the longest speech given in the U.S. Senate. So it didn't qualify as a filibuster, but it was still 25 hours standing there talking about stuff. I don't know. These politicians, they've got their weird ways of having fun. Okay, what do we got here? Let's go on to this next story. This one is from MSN.com. Story by Yua Eid Osifo from the Dallas Morning News. Ushers close the doors. Fort Worth pastor talks viral video. I'd seen this video. This is the only reason I'm reading this story. I saw this video and I had no idea it was a Fort Worth pastor. Don't believe it happened at a church in Fort Worth, but he does have a church in Fort Worth. Fort Worth pastor Marvin Sapp was confused when he found out last week he was going viral based on a video that surfaced from a church convention last summer. Okay, so this happened a while ago. In clips that have amassed millions of views on TikTok and Instagram, Sapp urged congregants at the International Convention for the Pentecostal Assembly of the World in Baltimore to donate during tithing, a routine portion of most Christian services. Quote, ushers close the doors, he said on the video. He asked attendees of the conference to give $20. I'm going to have y'all come to the altar and give it because I need to see 1,000 people moving, he said in the video. Social media has been abuzz with some critics, the pastor, for what they viewed to be a forceful request. It's called an offering, not a ransom, one user wrote in a TikTok comment section. Church has literally become a pay-to-pray place. Wow. Sapp said in a Wednesday interview with the Dallas Morning News, the clip was misconstrued and misunderstood. He does not recall all the details of the particular day, but he remembers a whole lot was going on. Okay, well, if you guys haven't seen the video, it's a pastor at the front, and he tells the ushers to close the door to the congregation room until he gets the money that they need for a 7-figure convention, or whatever they called it. Anyway, it does look crazy as hell. That is a Fort Worth pastor, and I went ahead and I looked up the church. Not that this matters, but if you want to attend one of these services, his church is called the Chosen Vessel Church, and it's at 4650 Campus Drive, Fort Worth, Texas. It's right down the street. I had this pulled up a minute ago. I don't see it now. Anyway, it's not far from I-20, on the east side of I-35, close to Tandy Leather, it looks like. And there's a high school right down the street. Anyway, I thought that was crazy. That's a Fort Worth pastor. He's trying to shake people down for their monies, or they won't let them out of the building. All right, time for a good news story. We're about to get into events, guys. 3-year-old finds ancient Egypt scarab seal at the site of David and Goliath battle. Stories by Andy Corbley from the Good News Network. A child in central Israel could have picked up any stone lying on the ground, but the one she nabbed turned out to be rather more than just an old stone. Believed to have been brought to modern-day Israel by the ancient Egyptians, 3-year-old Ziv found a scarab amulet that could be 3,800 years old. It's pretty wild. Let's see. Any other crazy details about this? A lot of people just talking about it in the story. The family made the discovery at an ancient archaeological site called Tel Ezek, the site of the mythical battle between David and Goliath. Well, some people don't think it's mythical. That's crazy that they wrote that. It's part of people's religion. Okay, well, anyway, how wild is that? You're out there vacationing through some archaeological dig site, and your kid just reaches down and picks something up. Turns out it's an ancient piece of history, 38 years old. Pretty wild. Okay, and let's get into our space news for the day. There's always satellites getting launched into space. We talk about that a lot on the show, but today's story is a little bit different, and it's political and militant. Let's see what the headline is here. This is Russia, China target SpaceX Starlink in escalating space electronic warfare. I remember whenever they started talking about Space Force here in the U.S., and I was like, this is getting ridiculous. Well, now it looks like we do need something up there protecting our space assets. All right, let's get into it. This is by spacenews.com, story by Sandra Irwin. It's got a military guy holding a drone in the picture. Washington, as a modern warfare becomes increasingly reliant on space-based networks, Russia and China are stepping up efforts to counter the dominance of commercial satellite constellations, particularly SpaceX Starlink. The Secure World Foundation, a nonpartisan policy think tank, detailed these developments in its latest annual report, which assesses global counterspace capabilities. Russia's Starlink killer. Ukrainian military units began experiencing Starlink outages in May of 24, which Ukrainian officials attribute to Russia testing different mechanisms with its electronic warfare system, the report says. This story goes on. It's pretty crazy. Find it at spacenews.com. But yeah, space is getting heated. And before we get into our events, I just wanted to shout out to a couple of international listeners. As you guys know, if you listen to the show, the Fort Worth Roots podcast is primarily enjoyed right here in Fort Worth. We do have some people abroad that enjoy the show all over the country, but not a lot. And then it's always surprising whenever we see stuff pop up on our little interactive map, whenever we're looking at analytics. And Multan, M-U-L-T-A-N. We got somebody out there listening to us. I can't tell if that's in India or not. This map kind of sucks. But it does say Multan, M-U-L-T-A-N. And then Mumbai, I know that one's in India. What's really weird about this one, I just met a guy from Mumbai. He's originally from Mumbai, moved to the States, I think when he 15, 16 years old. I think that's right. And now lives in L.A. I sat down at the rabbit hole the other day because I wanted to pick up a copy of the Fort Worth Weekly. And this guy just sat down next to me. I started talking to him, and He said, yeah, it's my first time in Fort Worth. So, of course, me being me, I got to find out all the details. He was there for a convention or something like that. And he was only here for a day or two. And so we got to talking, and he loved the place and said he's considering maybe flirting with the idea of possibly one day moving to Fort Worth. So anyway, right after that, I noticed we got 2 downloads from Mumbai. It couldn't have been our friend. It was just kind of a coincidence. So anyway, to our friends in Mumbai enjoying the Fort Worth Roots podcast, thank you for listening. Thank you to all of you for listening. If you'd ever like to leave us an email that we can read off on the show, tell us what you love about Fort Worth Roots podcast, or maybe you have something you don't like about it. Let us know. It'll give us something interesting to read off on the show. All right, let's get into these Fort Worth events for the weekend. You guys can find this stuff on Facebook events. That has been my go-to for a while. It's a great way to find out what's going on in the community over the weekend. All right, Shane Smith and the Saints playing at Billy Bob's tomorrow at 10 p.m. And just so you guys know, we give out Billy Bob's tickets every Tuesday at McFly's. We do a live recording in front of an audience, and we also have a microphone set up so that you guys can get involved in the conversation. But we gave out tickets to Shane Smith and the Saints. Anyway, they're playing tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Let's see, 18 and up. Get your tickets at the doors. Doors open at 6, and you can get your tickets at billybobstexas.com. Cook Children's Spring Family Resource Fair is today at 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., 801 7th Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas. Lots of details here. April 3rd, 10 to 2, Cook Children's Medical Center. Family-centered care is a breath of fresh air. We offer a variety of resources to help families navigate the ups and downs on their journey. Let us lift you up with our unique services. And they have like 20 services listed here, different organizations and programs. So anyway, cool. SCMA and SPH present Alice Adair, Fraser, and Natalie Haas live in the Grand Ballroom at Southside Preservation Hall. This is 1519 Lipscomb here in Fort Worth, Texas. Looks like they've got a pre-Kindle link for tickets, and this starts at 7:30. Saturday at 7:30. Okay, cool. Crimson Skylines, 90s Rock and More. Got a cover band coming to McFly's Pub April 5th. And that is going to be at 8 p.m. This is weird. Address is listed wrong. It says 6108 Carswell Access Road. Huh. Never seen that before. It's not the right address. Unless they've changed the name of that road. Okay. Beer and donut pairing at Hoppin', featuring Diana Zamora and Bankhead Brewing Co. Sunday, April 6th, starts at noon. See if we can get some details here. Hoppin' Fort Worth is hosting a beer and donut pairing on Sunday, April 6th at noon. Sleep in on Sunday morning and enjoy some delicious gourmet donuts prepared by pastry chef Diana Zamora, paired with craft brews from Bankhead Brewing Company. It's only $20 per person, and you will enjoy 4 donuts paired with 4 beers perfectly matched together. Space will be limited, so reserve your seats now. They have a pre-Kindle link here as well for the beer and donut pairing at Hoppin'. Very cool. All right, here's a big one. Fort Worth Songwriter Foundation fundraiser, a Fort Worth Roots 2025 music series event with performances by Patrice Pike, Adrian Garza, Jack Barksdale, Molly Daniel, Katie Robinson, Runaway Sky, Levi and Gerald Ray, Dorian Marsh, Max Twaddle. This is going down at the Post April 4th, 8 p.m. It's $10 at the door. And if you don't think that bill is worth $10, you are mistaken. It'll be good to see Jack Barksdale, too. I haven't seen him in a couple of years, I think. I asked somebody the other day, I was like, how old is Jack now? I can't remember what they told me, but doesn't matter. It's going to be cool. Adrian Garza's been doing a good job of advertising for this thing. I saw he made a couple of videos that we helped share. But listen, if you support Fort Worth music at all, you need to be at this thing. No questions asked. Starts doors at 7, and then Levi and Gerald Ray kick things off at 8 p.m. And it's going to be rolling through midnight, it looks like. Yeah. Molly Daniel, Adrian Garza, and Patrice Pike going on at 11. It's going to be a good one. All right. That's all the events I've found for you guys. If you're frustrated with me always forgetting your events, send us an audio clip talking about it, and listen, we'll play it. I promise. Speaking of, we got one more call in. This is going down April 18th. I can't go because we'll be down in Terlingua, or Big Bend, rather. So, but it does sound like a badass event, and I'd like to go next year if they're going to be doing it.
Texas, get ready! April 18th through the 20th. Walk This Earth Music Festival is bringing some of the top roots bands in the United States to the middle of nowhere for a 3-day camping festival. This year's lineup features the Hoot and Hollers, Carrie Nation and the Speakeasy, Pinata Protest, plus 30 more amazing artists. Walk This Earth will have food trucks, tons of vendors, serenaded hay rides, and contests throughout the weekend. Whether you come for the music, community, to make new friends, or just for the adventure, there's something for everyone at Walk This Earth. So join us on the Sloan Ranch, April 18th through the 20th for Walk This Earth Music Festival. Get your tickets right now at walkthisearthfestival.com.
And a big thank you to those guys and Liz. Liz made a trip, like 3-hour drive, to come out here and be on the morning show to talk up this event. She's very passionate about it. You can tell. She's put a lot of work into it. And it's going to be a cool event. So if you're looking for something wild to do, there you go. Yeah, all the events we just read off, again, Facebook events is where I found all that. And there's more information on all of it on Facebook events. So, cool. What else, man? Oh, hey, we dropped an episode with Mayor Maddie Parker, which I'm very proud of. That's something that we've wanted to do for a very long time. And we finally got it done. We also sat down with City Councilman Michael Crane. He's from District 3, and that was a great episode as well. So, you know, Fort Worth Roots is not a political podcast, and I make sure they know that before they come on the show, but I don't think it would have been a problem anyway. They just wanted to be on the show and talk up Fort Worth, say good things about Fort Worth, and let you guys know about some 501c and great organizations doing good work around Fort Worth. So I'm all about that, and we want to do more with our city leadership because there's just no better way to get in touch with what's happening in our backyard. It's crazy how much these people do. Like, I pull up the Fort Worth, cityoffortworth.org. Let me tell you what, let me pull that up real quick because there's a job fair going on, I believe Saturday. City of Fort Worth. There it is. Let's pull up this website real quick, and then we'll be done until Monday. It's fortworthtexas.gov. Okay. This is the home. Let's find the calendar. Events. Here we go. All right. Yes, Saturday. Is that when it is, or is it Sunday? I'll see it. Oh, view 4 more. Here we go. Citywide Job Fair, Saturday the 5th. Location, Amon G. Carter Exhibit Hall at Will Rogers Memorial Center, 3400 Burnett Tandy Drive. Join us Saturday, April 5th for the 2025 City of Fort Worth Citywide Job Fair. Network with multiple departments and participate in our on-site interviews for select positions. Bring your resume and you can register. That's on the City of Fort Worth's calendar, fortworthtexas.gov, going down this Saturday. So anyway, what I started to tell you, it's crazy how much is on this schedule, and our city council members, our mayor, they've all got to be at this stuff. I'm looking at it. It's unbelievable. Every week there's 20 different things that they got to go to. That sounds like a lot of work. Anyway, big thank you to the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for letting us do that recording out there at their facility. They've got a really cool podcasting room, media room. And you guys should check out the YouTube video. I've noticed that people are listening to the recording with the mayor, but they're not watching the video so much. Pretty proud of that video. The audio had some issues. But we got through it. So it was the first time we'd use that setup. And these things will happen. So, and shout out to our buddy Sam from the Failed Podcast for producing that thing for us. He sat behind the controls and made sure that all I had to focus on was just talking to the mayor. So, couldn't have done it without you, bud. Thank you. Okay, another powerful week behind us. I got some big announcements next week. So, Stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for making Fort Worth Roots Morning Show part of your day. As you fly through outer space on the back of a giant sea turtle, we hope that you'll choose love and gratitude every chance you get. Till next week, folks. Good day.